Picture this. You are sitting in your living room, watching a sitcom. The jokes are average, the timing is off, yet somehow you still chuckle. Not because it is funny, but because everyone else seems to be laughing. Now imagine being in a meeting. Your manager proposes an idea you are not entirely sure about. Nobody questions it. Everyone nods. And so, you nod too. Why do we do that? Why do smart, educated people follow the crowd, even when something inside whispers, "This feels wrong"? That question lies at the heart of one of the most eye-opening ideas from Robert Cialdini's book, Influence, the Principle of Social Proof. By the end of this story, you will see how this principle quietly shapes decisions in boardrooms, relationships, and even nations. And once you recognize it, you will never look at influence the same way again. Let's start with something simple. Canned laughter. Nobody likes it. People call it fake, irritating, manipulative. So why does every television network still use it? Because, as Cialdini explains, it works. Add a laugh track to a weak joke, and audiences laugh longer and harder, even when they know it is fake. Our minds are wired for shortcuts. We look to others to decide what is right, funny, or acceptable. When we hear laughter, our brain doesn't ask, "Is this real?" It asks, "What are others reacting to?" That is the first rule of social proof. We assume the crowd knows something we do not. Most of the time, that shortcut helps us. But when it is faked, it becomes a tool for manipulation. And once you see it, you start noticing it everywhere. The bartender who salts the tip jar before customers arrive. The charity telethon that reads donor names aloud. The ad that says fastest growing product. The restaurant that places a few friends in line outside before opening night. Each sends the same hidden message. Others are doing it, so it must be good. We copy others not because we are weak, but because following the group usually works. It saves time. It keeps us safe. It builds connection. But when the crowd is wrong, that instinct can lead us straight into disaster. And nowhere is that clearer than in what happened one cold winter in Chicago. In the 1950s, a woman claimed she received messages from aliens warning of a great flood. Her followers believed they would be rescued by flying saucers. They sold their homes, quit their jobs, and left their families. The night came. No flood, no spaceship, nothing. You might expect heartbreak, disbelief, people walking away. Instead, something strange happened. They doubled down. By morning, they declared that their faith had saved the world. Their devotion had been so strong, they said, that the planet had been spared. They began calling newspapers, preaching harder than ever. Why? Because when we have sacrificed everything for a belief, the pain of being wrong is unbearable. So we look to others to make it right again. If more people believe us, maybe we weren't wrong after all. That is the dark side of social proof, when validation replaces thought. And this tendency to look around before acting shows up even in moments of life and death. New York City, 1964. A young woman named Catherine Genovese is attacked outside her apartment. More than 30 people see or hear the assault. No one calls the police until it is too late. The world was horrified. How could so many stand by? Psychologists Bibb Latané and John Darley discovered the truth. When many people witness an emergency, each person assumes someone else will act. That is diffusion of responsibility. And if no one looks alarmed, everyone assumes it is not serious. This is called pluralistic ignorance. Everyone privately feels uneasy, but publicly acts calm. That calm becomes contagious. If you ever need help, do not shout for somebody. Lock eyes and say, "You in the blue shirt, call an ambulance." When you break the crowd's anonymity, you break the spell of inaction. Social proof explains not only silence, but also kindness and everything in between. It also explains why we follow people who seem similar to us. In one study, researchers dropped wallets around Manhattan. Each contained a letter showing someone had tried to return it. If the letter was written by a foreigner, only a third were mailed back. If it was written by an ordinary American, more than 2/3 were returned. We trust those who resemble us, in accent, background, or lifestyle. That is why ads say, "Real people, real results." why we listen to coworkers more than bosses, and why culture shapes behavior faster than authority does. The conduct of similar others gives us the clearest signal of what feels right for us. But when the examples we follow are unhealthy or extreme, the consequences can be tragic. Sociologist David Phillips discovered a haunting pattern called the Werther effect. After a publicized suicide, both suicide rates and fatal car crashes spike in the regions where the story spreads. Single victim suicides lead to single victim crashes. Multiple victim suicides lead to multi-victim crashes. Hopeless people see others like them taking action, and it gives permission. Even violence spreads this way. After televised boxing matches, homicide rates rise, often matching the race of the losing fighter. And at Jonestown, Guyana, more than 900 people followed their leader into death. Isolated, uncertain, each person looked to others for cues. Seeing neighbors calmly drink poison convinced the rest it must be right. In isolation, social proof does not just influence behavior, it defines reality. So how do we protect ourselves from false crowds and fake consensus? Cialdini offers 2 lessons. First, recognize counterfeit evidence. When laughter, applause, or reviews feel manufactured, pause and ask, who benefits if I believe this? Awareness is the first defense. Second, check your own data. When everyone seems calm, look closer. When everyone rushes, slow down. He compares it to ancient buffalo hunts. Hunters would start a stampede toward a cliff. The first few animals ran by instinct. The rest followed, heads down, eyes on the herd, never seeing the edge. We do the same in business, in markets, in culture. We follow trends, not directions. We see what others do, not where they are going. That is how teams burn out, how investors chase bubbles, how leaders lose sight of purpose. But social proof itself is not evil. It is a guide, a shortcut that saves time when the world is uncertain. It becomes dangerous only when we stop thinking. So in your career, your company, your life, choose your crowds carefully. Laughter can be real or recorded. Belief can be earned or borrowed. The difference is awareness. The next time everyone around you is nodding, buying, clapping, or following, take a breath and ask yourself, would I still believe this if I had not seen them do it? That single question could be the most powerful act of influence you ever learn. Based on Influence by Dr. Robert Cialdini. If this video made you stop and think, give it a like. It helps more people discover ideas that change how we see the world. And if you want to keep exploring the hidden psychology behind influence, persuasion, and growth, subscribe to Dharma Digest and stay curious.